All right. All right, guys. I know that some people can hear me already. If you're rewatching the video, I am streaming this, so let everything catch up for a moment. Bear with me for the people that are watching after the fact. If you are, you can probably just skip to like 2 minutes ahead or something like that. It usually takes around that time average to get all caught up. It's going now. I see it over there. Okay, so that's it. That's done. So I guess we can go ahead and start the discussion today. It's going to be HEAVYOCITY. Now, we have a lot of Black Friday deals coming up. And if you're like me, you save up for the year for getting a couple of bigger products that maybe you've had your eye on. Or with me, it's just companies, especially with HEAVYOCITY. I think, we'll dive in and talk, and we'll look at these things. You can hear Vocalize in the background kicking off. I've got a little motif back there, so that's how we started off everything, a little bit of background. You can see I've got my Ableton going. I've got all my HEAVYOCITY products there in the background just kicking. But we're going to be over here on the site for a minute, and we're just going to talk about some HEAVYOCITY because, damn, it's a fine company. They're really, really good. And we're just going to braze through this. Let's turn this down a little bit more here. I got everything super loud. Now, HEAVYOCITY is a little bit on the pricey side, but the sounds that you get are going to set you apart from anything else. And some of the tools that you get in some of the products just will blow your damn mind. And if you wait for the Black Friday deals, well, you get everything, instead of it being $5.99, you're going to get it for $3 something, or, depending on how you bundle your deals up, you get the better deal. So I usually try to save up, $500, $1,000 and get something new that I really, really like. If you're into that stuff, if you're going to use them, if you're into mock-ups and things like that, there's going to be nothing else that's better like this. Now, I know you could have that argument on, well, it's a DAW, you should be able to do it. It's quality of samples in this. It's garbage in, garbage out is what I always say. I get some of these instruments like from Output, and if you just listen to the core samples, well, they're garbage. And they just put a lot of processing. And yeah, I can take a fart and make it sound great through some post-processing. Anybody can do that, What I want is a good, clean sound, a good, clean algorithm that plays an instrument correctly. And, well, these guys go off and do it, Not every instrument and every sample pack requires this much detail and this much investment. But I think with orchestral stuff, I think that's where we can say, okay, yes, that's where you're going to want to spend the extra little bit of money and go get something that's on a very high end. I mean, and HEAVYOCITY is not the only one in the game. It's just particularly what I like. I want a more futuristic kind of spin on things instead of a traditional. I think if I was going to go traditional or anything like that, I'd probably be a Spitfire fan, EW. Those guys have some really good, as long as they've got a really good algorithm for switching legatos and stuff like that. I think that's good. Tina Guo's got some that cello from Tina Guo. Oh my gosh, my wife is a first chair cellist, so she even goes, wow, that's a really good cello there. So anyway, we're talking about HEAVYOCITY. I'm getting long-winded here, but we're talking about the deals that are coming up. You're going to see all the deals coming up. This is just kind of a practice video for me. I was bringing out all my HEAVYOCITY products. I'm going to be doing a one-on-one talk about these and doing like small little chunk videos for each one. That way, if people are going in to look at these products and about to spend their money on them, well, they can watch this video and get an honest review from a guy that spent his own money on them. And well, I think as long as those first requirements are out. I mean, obviously, if you're thinking about spending this much money on them, either you really, really like sounds or your job requires you to do this. And if you're doing those kind of scorings and mock-ups like that, well, yeah, okay. Enough said. Let's look at a couple of other products. We're going to go down the product list. I'll tell you what I've got. And so no deals yet, but the deals will be coming very soon, guys. So Avant, I don't have this. Fury, Distortion, that looks really cool. I'm going to check that out. I've been checking out the other one by Output. Output puts out the really good the effects, man. If I have to say that myself, man, movement and stuff like that just blow my mind. Fury's probably going to be right up there too, because they have a plugin that's it's like a signature plugin called Punish in most of their UIs. So I'd imagine this is a really crazy distortion like that. I bet you it's on par, or if not better than the outputs equivalent there. So Mosaic pads, these are some add-ons here for their other products. Vocalize 3, this is kind of I have 1 and 2, so 3, I'll have to check it out and see what it's going to offer, but check that out, because these go from $119 to $79, so those are really good. I like my Vocalize. They're so good. Damage drum kit, it's always been on my radar, but yeah, I don't know. I need some, I think next for me would be like a plain old regular orchestral drum ensemble that's really good and deep, man. Anyway, synth bass, these are free, so they have a whole bunch of free products on their sites. I suggest you go grab these right now. We're going to play some of these here in a minute, and they just sound excellent, man. If you want to dive and get your foot wet and dip your toe into the world of Heavyocity, come on over here, and they got 4 great products right now that are just going to blow your mind, and synth bass being one of them. All right, play it forward. This is cool. This is just some loops. There's some free loops they're going to give it to you. They have a few different packs of these too that they'll give away, and don't let that little UI piece over there fool you. This right here is you don't get like some kind of like a loop playback or anything, so it's just a cool little UI. Nylon guitar, here's number 2 for the freebies that you will get. This thing is off the chain, guys. We're gonna play that in a minute. Go get this thing. It's super cool. Damage 2, that's their second version there, and you can see that that's jumped up to $3.99. What was the first one there? Maybe I'll $119. That'll go on to probably $79. I'm on the fence. Symphonic Destruction, our destructed hybrid orchestral bit to push the bounds of modern scoring. It looks super cool. I mean, I do have the output strings. I'd like to pit these two up together to see how they are. I know who's probably going to win, but here we got this their Ascend, their incomparable 9-foot concert D reimagined grand piano. I can't right now for myself. I have so many different piano VSTs that I have. I can't justify it. I know it sounds really good. There's been some great reviews. I've heard it, and I don't know. I just can't pull it on this one. They do have a free piano one though, so that's coming up in just a second, and we'll be playing with that too. So here's Gravity. I do own Gravity. Let me bring it down right here so you can see it's below my my screen there. So here's Gravity, and this thing is in like an all-in-one powerhouse. So you've got like hits, stings, risers, and swooshes, or yeah, something like that, man. They give you like, so it's 4 categories, and you're like, all right, but you can do so much. And they gave you like a basic kit for just everything, and everything sounds super good. They give you the punish, they give you the twist, and you'll have to see that in a minute. It's really good. That comes on a lot of their products, so the punish and twist is kind of like their thing. Vocalize 2, I own this as well. Very good product. This is where they dive in. You get more motifs and like crazy things. We're listening to, I think that's what we're on like right now. This is Vocalize 2, or in the background, just kicking that little C minor motif back there with a lot of that twist effect on there. Novo is absolutely crazy. I own Novo. I'm a proud owner of this product, and well, man, the strength and beauty of a 50-piece string orchestral right at your fingertips. And I am not fucking joking at all. I hate to cuss on you guys, but Novo is the shiznit. And the more you play with it, then you're like, oh my God, this is like the cheat engine of all cheat engines for mock-ups. So we'll get into that in a minute. Forzo. Now, I had just gotten the output brass and winds. Forzo is a little... brass and winds are good, man, but man, $500 for a product. Strings are, yeah, those were a priority for me. I wanted great strings. Having two brass and winds that are super expensive for me, dude, this thing sounds good. I want it by far, but I don't know if I can pull that trigger. They do have some elements on some of their products. I don't know if they've brought those back or if they've taken them away or if they will bring them back. I hope they do, because they offered like a slimmed down version for like $99, and I think that's cool. Let me dip my toe. You know what I'm saying? Come on, HEAVYOCITY. Come on, Neil. These guys are good. Vento is cool. So we've got some woodwinds, and this is another one that I'm just on the fence of, man. And if we wasn't going through some kind of crazy times and I was doing a little bit better and I wasn't so worried about the future, well, Vento would be on the list. Would be squeezing that trigger. Aspire, Mosaic leads. We've got Mosaic voices, Mosaic bass, Mosaic tapes. These are all add-ons. Mosaic keys, Mosaic plucks. Novo's essentials. Here's one of the essentials that we were just talking about. Forzo essentials, Vento essentials. So they did bring them back. Forzo, man, and Vento. That might be what I'm gonna go pull my trigger on for this deal coming up, because I own a lot of the products, but I don't have Vento or Forzo. And when they come on at $79 a piece, I think that's where I'll be. That's where I'll be at. So, scoring bass, scoring guitars. I have scoring guitars 1. Very good, very good. Natural Forces, intimate textures. These are more add-ons for the Novo synthetic strings. This is borderline for me, man. This might be on my list too, because these will come down for probably in a low price coming up. Staccato strings. This is another freebie, man. Go check that out. You go grab this thing and go get it. The piano. There's the piano right there on the left-hand side. We can see the Punish on the screen. Aeon Collection. These are getting into some of their older stuff. Ensemble Woods. I own this as well. Ensemble Metals is what I own. Woods would be kind of cool. And then the ethnic drums. Maybe just this one here. This might be actually my next one. And the Forzo and the Woodwinds one probably be my next. I think so. Those will be my top 3. That I'm just going to not be able to live without throughout the next year. All this other stuff is really cool. They got the Punish Light. That's kind of cool. I like the Punish button, man. You want to talk about putting some grit and some slam it, and it goes into the mix very well every single time, man. These things mix together so well. I'm not the best mixer, so to have good, clean sounds that you don't have to really worry about while you're going through the process of making, well, boy, it makes me sound good. You know what I'm saying? Garbage in, garbage out is what I always say. So without further ado, we're just going to go into Ableton right now. And where are we at on minute-wise? That's 10 minutes? No, where are we at? 13 minutes? So, yeah, we are on that motif right now that we're working on Vocalize 2. Let's go in order here. Let's go ahead and just delete this. Let's go over here on the launch pad and just delete everything, because I'm going to be hands-on today. All right, so let's go back to track 1. And track 1 for me, and I'm sorry about the UI that it looks like this, but this is the Foundation piano. Something happened when I was installing it. My computer went weird. I think I need to uninstall it and reinstall it again without my computer acting up. So I know the UIs very well. It still works for me. I have not been bothered to go fix it. I'm sure there's something I might be able to even do in Contact. I need to learn Contact a little bit better. I'm not going to lie about that. You know, the happy stuff, pianos. I really like the somber, minor stuff. When you get into a piano, I think that's where I start feeling the emotion. I like the happy emotions, but I think you can get that out of any piano. But a good piano, I think you start feeling the... hear all the artifacts in the background? That's just their first piano preset. I'm going to get out of this one because you guys can't really see much on it. So, but it's a really great one, and you guys can watch videos on the Foundations piano. This is the free product from them. Go over to HEAVYOCITY, grab the piano. There's a whole, not a whole lot of presets. Let's go in here. I think I can touch this, or it might be somewhere over here. I'm just doing Hail Marys trying to find it. Can we go through this? No, we can't go through that either. Well, then, oh, there we go. So you get a few different. We'll go through them. We'll go through them. Yeah, you know, it's a cute piano. I'm sorry that the UI is all messed up right now, but and we're not going to go that because the UI is a little bit wonky here. I'm not going to put you guys through that. So, I mean, it's another free piano VST. If you don't have a really nice sounding piano VST, go grab these things. They're really good. Now, Foundation Staccato Strings, we're going to hit this up really quickly because we're going to be talking about the other products probably a little bit more in depth. So, yeah, you know, I mean, just clean sounds, and this is the free version here. So let's see. I think they don't give you a whole lot to for presets. These are just going to be taste, you know, and you get a few good demos of what you would get out of their products. So, and I think it's they give you some really good taste though in here. They give you some basic controls. They give you some textures. Their effects are top of the line too, so they're not going to skimp out on anything. Now we've got nylon strings. I tell you what, let me tell you what, this is probably my favorite out of all of their free instruments. This nylon string is the bee's knees, man. And especially if you start throwing some like MIDI generators and or you know something that you can start playing with the, you know, like Ableton has the groove pool over there, and I can automatically put a strum and start staggering things and humanizing the hell out of the nylon guitar. It's just really great. Oops. Oops again, man. My finger keeps on hitting that note for some reason. Oh, good. Man, I'm straying on that C minor run right there. All right. But you guys, man, this nylon guitar is just... So that's just the first preset on there, man. Let's go into the... I love this thing so much. Well, since I'm messing up so much, let's go into cheat mode, huh? I've been sick for the last couple of days, guys. I can't see cross-eyed and don't know which way is up and down. My head's like a balloon. All right, go back in notes. Yeah, you know, it's not hard to find something that you like really quickly with this thing. It's super easy. Yeah, I almost wanted to snap that and just go into a beat and start going off with it. So hard to keep on moving on, you know? All right, so Foundation Synth. This is another freebie. We're going to go through all the freebies first. This is the last of the freebies that they offer besides their loops. So, and this thing is another one that just begs put an ARP on me or, yeah, ARP this thing. That's my secret. I'll tell you that. Again, you don't get too many presets. It's a bass synth. You know, it's hard to go like, oh, you're going to give me, what's that, 8, 9 presets, you know, 10 presets or something. And yeah, oh, wow. You know, what are you going to, you better sweep me off my feet, you know? So they got their filter on the CC1. I don't know if you have any control over that thing at all, but you got some gate here. That's kind of cool. They gave you some stuff with that. They gave you a couple. They gave you a couple little extra ones on the bass. That's pretty nice of them, man. I think so. Let's check out the rest of these presets really quick. It shouldn't take long, and this is a really cool one. I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, "Oh man, that looks great." That's a good sounding. That's a good sounding. Let's go low. Yeah, baby. Ooh, shit, that sounds mean. This is a free product, man. And I tell you what, they were like, oh, we're only gonna give you 10 sounds. You're like, oh, 10 presets. Oh my god, well, this can't be all that great. But I mean, yeah, it sounds good. Listen to that growl. They give you only a couple buttons, but they're just showing you a little tiny taste of what the fuck they do, man. These guys are really good. So let's turn that down just to the bass there. It's almost like their twist. Like it's almost like a piece of like their twist effect that they have, which is pretty damn cool. Man, I like this big bottom synth, man. This thing sits well. Damn, I'm absolutely in love with this. This can't be the only, it's not the only bass thing I have there, so damn, that's rich. All right, let's keep on moving on. Grinding gears. So let's make something. Hey, since we're at the end of the first 4, let's make something really quick out of these 4. I'll work with this one and go backwards, and let's just do something. I kind of like where we're at with that, so we can just I didn't get no count in. What the hell was my count in? I shouldn't have to turn that on, but it seems like we do. Sound. Hold up a second. There's a lot of good stuff still on the strings, and I just don't like that. I don't like that rhythm stuff. There we go. Alright, so now for the nylon string. All right, man. I probably took that a little bit further than I needed to, but we were just was in the moment and just wanted to mess with some things. So we're just going off on some of the instruments there, and I went 3 past it. So nothing wrong with that. Don't kill me. So we added some scoring guitars right after the 4 freebies, and that was one of the first things that I kind of hit up. And let's gonna break this down sort of on its most basic level. For you guys, we're not going to go super deep. We'll be covering these things by themselves later on. So let's go up and see what you get. Well, this is Scoring Guitars 2. So I think I bought Scoring Guitars 2 and not Scoring Guitars 1. And that's because I had some different rhythmic stuff and things that I liked in it. Maybe keys and stuff like that as well. So initially what you have for your options in here are ambient beds and drones. Very cool. Who doesn't want some really drawn out string beds and drones, you know what I'm saying, at your fingertips? And each one of these are going to have their own kind of with some effects, dry. They got them in G and D minor, and you can change the keys down, and it's a contact instrument, so you got some full control. Melodic pulses and phrases, wet and dry, pads, performance palettes. I think that's what we were just in now. Rhythmic pedals, wet and dry, and extra playables. So I do believe you get 3 in here. And these are, I don't know, I was sort of disappointed with the playables, sort of. Maybe I just don't understand them right, and I don't play well enough. Maybe that's my issue, but I do get good results out of them. I've used them all the time. I'm just like, I feel like I would have, I feel like I would have done something different if I made VST instruments and I was in it like that, but maybe I would know why I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure those guys down there do their thing and they know what's going on. So anyway, that was my little 2 cents for the extra playables part of the Scoring Guitars. Maybe they're different in the different versions. So let's go into performance palettes, because that's kind of just cool. D minor, all phrases, forward, reverse. So let's go back here. It says all phrases there. Imagine the whole keyboard will be lit up, and you can see down there we get to choose our key that we're in the pink zone, and then here in the blue zone we can play it. So if we get on the right one. Let's put that punish up a little bit too, because you can see like my volumes are down a little bit low, and that's what that punish button's for. Don't crank on that volume. Hit that punish, because it grit and just little pieces of texture. The punish is great, dude. That's full punish. So yeah, it's doing, there's a lot of stuff going on there. I don't know, some compression, some grit, some saturation, who knows, man. They got a special blend of herbs and spices that you'd probably get shot if you knew. You know what I'm saying? That punish button is just the cells, skeet, 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 all over it. And then they got the twist here. The twist knob is super cool as well. I've got it off right now. I think I have it on my toggle. Oh, let's go ahead and that's the tone, huh? Okay. I got it on off and then I got it stuck on tone. That's the wrong one. So yeah, you got some twist, which is doing it's another special herbs and blends thing that they have, man. There's a few things going on within it. I am not going to go down that road of trying to explain what they do. nor would I actually know. So on that being said, these playables are just fun to play with. You can get lost in here. If you have any kind of like writer's block for stuff, man, this is great for that. I mean, if I ever get kind of bored, I never get bored. I've never, with all the stuff that I have, I never go, I got writer's block. I can sit down and just make whatever, or I'll sit down and make something that I think I'm going in one direction and it just accidentally goes somewhere. I'll come in here and hit one of these and I'm like, all right, we're time to make a new song. The old idea's out the window. So now you can start taking different chops of these and mixing them together, and you get your own little solo. Who's that guy from like is Van Halen or whatever, or somebody? I know they talked about how he would record, 10 different versions of the track and do like comping and pick each piece out of it and then learn the new solo. That guy's crazy, man. And that's a really cool way to approach some things way back in the day. This guy was cutting tape, you know what I'm saying? But here we can kind of do that as well, and then throw whatever you want out. And oh man, this goes. Look how many different choices we have. We have all kinds of stuff: dry, wet. I believe we can go in here and start turning. DM all pulses. It just gets crazy in here, man. You'll get lost with inspiration. And all their stuff slides into a mix so easy. And if it's sitting way back in the back, don't start messing on your end with volume and stuff. I just use that punish, man. Use the punish and it will push it into the mix right. I don't know why I hit that. See, that shit sounds so cool, man. I mean, it makes me want to go grab a bass and grab my guitar and start walking with it. And I feel like lyrics coming out of me. It's hard for me to even like finish the video after like start to like. I just wanted to talk about these things, and now I'm already like getting super inspired. I really love that, and that's like making your own little riff really quickly by mixing and maxing these riffs in here. So this is where the power, I think, comes in with the scoring guitars. It's taking little chunks and, well, not as if you didn't have enough by themselves, but I mean. Well, now it's endless, you know. I mean, you got the power right there for you. If you didn't already know, I think that's where a lot of this comes in pretty cool. So, gosh, I just want to start making this song now. Hell yeah, dude, that's like good sound design right there, man. You know. It almost gives you the heebie-jeebies. I almost can't go on anymore, huh? Gosh, goodness. So performance palettes. We talked about, the extra playables. Let's go into extra playables, huh? No. Gosh, I do want to save that, but I'm not going to, guys. This is just for long distortion. So this would be like if you wanted to play guitar, and it would be just set up chromatically on the board. Take that attack down, see if it actually, because there's no actually pluck or anything on these things. got to put a piece on that thing there. I mean, it's got to be at maybe even a little bit more than that. See what I'm saying with the playables? I mean, it's not that bad, but you're like, yeah, okay. Maybe I'd have to hear somebody else. That I don't usually play guitar on the keyboard, and every time I do, I feel like it always sounds wonky and not all that great. And this thing just sounds oriental. Again, I'm not disappointed in that. It sounds very good oriental. But it's blindsiding you in the plugin. And this is where my only kind of issues lie is in the playables. So, and not that big of a deal. So on that, let's check out the rhythm and chunks here. Because I think I use this one a lot. This one's more... You could probably get going into the motion, start playing with that a little bit. You get a lot, probably some different rhythmic patterns and different styles out of this for certain inside of this movement button here. And they do have some really cool stuff down in there. So effects, more effects, EQ, filter, effects, and then motion. The motion's kind of fun to play with, guys. Another really cool thing going on down there as well. We'll be going into scoring guitars and everything else, and more videos that'll be coming out here in just a minute. They'll be specifically for each one, very shorter, not so long-winded. I'll edit them. They'll be all chopped up and short and very informational very quickly. All right, let's just stop everything. Stop everything and hold the phone, because this is definitely, out of all of them, one of my favorites. Let's go ahead and turn the punish button up a little bit here, and let's go into the main UI. Well, the main UI is kind of cool. It's pretty cut and dry. I mean, everything's kind of labeled there the way it is. I think the big thing for me here on the UI, besides the punish and the twist, like we've already talked about punish and twist with all the other products here. They're going to be woven in through almost all their products. They're just super magic sauce buttons. So I think the thing for me on their ensembles collection is the stage. So I can hit each one and pick where it's at on the stage. And then, we can go into the main UI and then pick if we want to have a close mix, and you can single these all out to hear them. So very dry, not the dry, but there's big room, and then the one will be super dry. Well, that's not it. So it's that first one, I do believe. Yeah, it's as dry as can be. I mean, it's in a big room, but so number one here would probably be your cleanest of all the mixes, and the rest of them, if you just hear them all blended together, gives you a rich sound. So you got these multiple layered sounds, and then you can come in here and really fine tune them. So I like to get a little bit more on the first ones usually. It's way back there too. It's really cool. So yeah, you guys just got your mixing in here. There's a lot of different multiple samples in here. It's super cool. I love the stage part of this, probably the best. So if I'm sitting there, I want to go over here. Now I want to go over here. So I want that one there, and I want this hit on the other side. So we can get this crazy. You guys can hear that. We could just set this up really easy. While we're playing it, it's all mixed around where we need it to be, and there's a lot of movement going on in the mix, and we don't have to try and work very hard at it. It's very effortlessly done. So that would be the ensembles. I love that instrument. It's probably one of my favorite. Gravity here is going to be another in-depth one. This thing is absolutely crazy and bonkers. Let's go in here and see what all you get. There's 4 main things to this. It's hits, pads, risers, and stings. And damn it if these 4 are just golden. Okay, so let's go into hits really quick. Let's drop this out and we'll go into hits, because I forget that this is actually here because I use the ensembles a lot, and I probably should come back here and because this is there's a lot of good stuff in here. Yeah. So, using pieces of this, and grabbing some of those hits out of there are definitely something that is worth it. Boom. So you could just take the tail end of that and work with that shit. Guys. There's a lot of weird bass stuff in there that you just throw. Yeah, dude. You talk about sound design and shit, dude. That thing is crazy. Pads comes in a bunch of different flavors. There's a whole bunch here. There's no way that I could even dig in one video for this. And when I do this Gravity video, it's probably going to be super long-winded, man. Because this instrument is absolutely crazy. The pads are probably one of my favorite spots in this. They just get really cool. They're very long. It's a big, it's definitely a big product, and very evolving, and you got plenty of twist and punish. This is where I like to play with that. I swear the pad section in itself is like, each one of these is like an ambient song all on its own. Just needs some little tiny elements, man. I could sit here and play with Gravity pads all day long and not have one piece of like I feel like I wasted my time at all. So definitely love that part of the product here. So next up here, let's go into, so, they have different, so you see all the, so pads, we have complex menus, ambience, and shorts. And each one of those, we have aggressive, ethereal, experimental, unnerving. So you want to get some, let's go into unnerving. So it's odd tones and just tense situations. Let's try a couple more of those because they're just crazy. Yeah. Listen to that punish button, boys and girls. Hell yes. I love that, man. I jumped out of it like we were done. So I was like, the video's over, man. We're done here. We're done. We can leave. Okay, so unnerving. So that was yeah, you guys get the gist of that. You go to, and there's so many of these, and then you go into here, and each one has different kind of snapshots of how to the effects are and how you could approach that sound. So you basically get a whole crap ton of each one of these for a preset. Um, that is just, man, the sounds are just golden. There's plenty of tons of stuff to go on. You could have a whole career made out of this. And like I said, I think someone could just make a whole career out of just the ambient side of Gravity's pads, man. So here we got risers. I like to use this a lot, man. 15, 30 seconds and organic risers. Very cool. Something that I don't usually do a lot in music and I forget about is all those little tiny little little hidden gems throughout your mix and songs. And like, now I can go back through and go, okay, so I want some transitional stuff here, and I want some transitional stuff here and over here. And if I can come in with Gravity and I can hit these little stings, hits, and things like that, they're just, it makes it really easy. And risers are cool for, definitely building up to that moment. You're about to hit something, you're about to do something, definitely in, scoring and things like that. And that's what this is more geared for, but throw it in a mix. I don't think you'd be too disappointed. Like I said, all this stuff mixes so great too. I don't think I've really gone into the organic risers too much. So this is like straight out of the orchestral, creepy orchestral stuff. Strings. Yeah, guys. You're not going to be disappointed. You got 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and organic, man. They're just all over the place. Let's go into the 15 seconds one really quickly because I'm interested. I'll be doing these videos later on, and I'm trying to get my feet wet again on some of the ones I haven't touched in a while. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's just number one. Anyway, we could just play on that forever, huh? That's where I'm at. We could just keep on going. So risers, and then so now we got stings. So another little piece that's going to be, you think about these things and you're like, I don't know, but these things add so much little crazy stuff into the mix, man. You just have to start playing with them in there. Could be like monsters talking to each other or something, man. I mean, I get so inspired when I start playing around with these things, man. And you're like in stings and you're like, okay, I didn't think that was going to sound so good. So that bowed piano swell is just absolutely blowing my mind right now. Tonal reverses, let's go into that because I like that tonal stuff, man. Because that's the stuff that you don't really hear a lot in most things here. You get those really... Yeah. That's all I got to say about that. What's up next? I think that was the end for that Gravity. That's such a big one. We're going to be going through Gravity quite extensively. It's a big one. Not as big as Novo. Here's Novo, probably the biggest hitter of some of the products, I think. I think Novo is probably a touch above the rest of their products. And I was definitely, what's the word, cautious of spending that much money on this thing. Probably the most expensive VST that I own in my arsenal. And I don't regret it. I mean, I wish I could have got a better deal, but man, I don't regret the money and the dollars that I have spent on the product. So now you've got a couple of different taste and flavors in here. You've got traditional strings, and they're going to give you all the strings in there. So they got violin section, viola section, the cello section, bass and high ensembles, and the low ensembles, okay? And other than that, we have some evolved, and this is going to be kind of like the mock-up performance players. This is what I've got up right now. I've got Loop Designer sitting on there right there at this moment. And you guys, I think this is the shizness of it all. Besides the really, really good plain sounds that they got, and we'll go into that in a minute. I'm going to get into the really kind of cheat mocking up purpose of this designers and strings here, and you can go in here and customize this very extensively, guys. It's really crazy. So down here on the bottom of the keyboard, I do believe we have key. We can pick our key, and then we have our low motifs, and then ambience and high. And then I think we have combinations of each of these. So, but we can change all of these and the settings and everything like that. We're not going to get so far into that, but down we can change each section here too. So low motifs would correspond to this purple section. Mid ambience is going to come here. This highs are going to come here, and then you join them all together here, and you can change the key of everything here. So wrap your head around that for a second. It's pretty amazing. And then each one of these sections here, down here, are going to be, well, here. Okay, so I had it a little bit backwards. The purple down here is actually the joined them together. So it'll play a combination of these three here. And this corresponds to that one. This teal one is the mids, and the orange is the highs. So I had it a little bit backwards at first. I want to correct myself. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I think we're all good, right? Let's move on. All right, so now we can start playing these things. So we have there's our lows. Oh shit. Indiana Jones. He just grabbed the that little arc thing, and he's running. Okay, here comes the ball. Oh shit, there's the ball. He jumps. He gets away. He's at the end of the tunnel. Oh my gosh, there's more Indians coming. He's on the run again. He's trying to find that airplane. Start the engine. All right, guys. You know what I'm saying? So if you're just doing a cue and you're watching it, you can just come down here, and we're just working on the first preset here. There's a whole bunch of them. I know you guys over here, you only see like Loop Designer. There's only one there, but in here and up here, you have different versions of all this. You're going to get performance combo number 1. I don't know how many different ones are there. There's going to be a bunch of them. There's going to be in different flavors with different styles of effects and everything. So let's take the same. So, you know, I'm not doing it any justice, but with a little bit of, if you're watching something or if you're planning on something, I've got no plans right now. I'm just aimlessly hitting stuff. So, this is definitely something you want to come in and maybe set up and plan it up. But do you see the rewards of being able to lay something down super, super quickly? And that would be Loop Designer. And that's going to do all their loops into the one section. Now, String Designer is going to be a little bit more in depth and fine tuning to the strings. So bass strings, haunted clouds, aggressive swoops. You got a whole bunch of different things to choose in here. So here's your menus in here. The yeah. Look at, you've got zones and stuff to set. It gets really complex in here, guys. The setup for this is where it's at. So you got to take your time and setting this up for the project that you want. And then you go through and you go just bam, 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 bam. And you lay it down quickly, effortlessly. And man, do you not sound like you just really threw it down in some studio. Most people are not going to be able to tell, you know, and that's what these products are for. So it fools most ears. Any ears that you're trying to go for anyway. That's what I'm saying. So without, on that here, let's go back and you can go into the traditional and, well, they all have their about the same. We're going to go into the cello one. It's going to be the dynamics here. I don't want to set it up with the aftertouch, but so I think playing with that dynamics and maybe attaching it to the After Effects, if you have that too, with if you have anything in your arsenal to do that, would be really cool. So that's Nova. We're going to be jumping into that too. Next up, we got Vocalize, a super cool instrument here. I am going to wrap this video up here because we're going to be doing these videos individually on these products. So we talked about Vocalize in the very beginning of it, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. And we've got 2 Vocalize products to go through. So guys, hit that like and subscribe. Look out for those videos. I'm going to be doing these individually. I'm not going to be shutting this project down. So what I'm going to be doing is going right into doing specialized videos for those. This was just kind of a pre-setup. So anyway, I'll end the video like I always do. Hit that like and subscribe, call somebody, tell them you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.